Okay, well, hello, Mrs. Meeks. How are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
I'm good. So it's been a whole week since we talked last time.
It's been a week and I've gotten a lot done.
You have? Oh, that's so exciting. Tell me about it.
Well, I went to the clinic you recommended.
You actually got an appointment and you've been there?
I got an appointment.
I'm impressed.
And I've been there and I was able to talk to the doctor about my arthritis. He focused on that. And my glaucoma, I forget how to say that.
Glaucoma. Your eyes.
We did not a full eye exam, but he did have the tools that I could just do a pre-exam or a pre-level exam. So we did that, and we did talk about my anxiety.
Oh yeah,
we did. And at this point, he thought some lifestyle changes would help. But if it did persist, he said that we could explore medication.
Okay.
So, and I told him I was working with you.
Oh, that's nice.
Right.
Yeah. So.
I think that's why we didn't focus on the anxiety too much, because he knows that we're going to be working on the things like housing and money and those items.
Okay. Well, that's great. Were you able to get over to St. Vincent de Paul?
No.
Okay. All righty. That's okay. We're working on things, and actually we went through a lot of stuff last time. Yeah, we really did.
But remind me what I'm supposed to do at St. Vincent de Paul.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about that. But let's recap what your needs are before we start going into individual things.
Okay.
So what do you see as your priority right now?
My chronic pain.
Your chronic pain is your priority? Okay.
Because it hurts to just do, like I told you, like daily things. Now, I know I've been to the doctor, but I'm still in pain.
Yeah. Okay. So your chronic pain, and then
my housing.
Your housing, your rent.
My rent. Not that I want to move, but just by the end of the month. I think I showed you my budget last time. I know I did.
Yeah.
So, I'm paying for rent and medication and food and utilities, and it's just I'm not really making it. I'm behind on my bills.
Yeah, we talked about that. So that situation is exactly the same as it was a week ago.
Correct.
Right? And maybe a little bit more urgent because a little bit of time has passed.
Correct.
Okay. All right. So what I'm seeing is, first, we're still working on your health. Okay, and of their different health problems, chronic pain is the one that's like the one that's
right. It's with me all the time. When I wake up, when I go to bed, in the middle of the night, all the time.
Okay, and then the other one is what I like to call the four walls, your house and what it takes to keep you going in here. Okay, all right. So we still got number one, pay the rent and the utilities, and number two, we're still working on your health, right? Okay.
No, number one, my health and my chronic pain.
I reversed it.
Number two, yeah.
You know what? I wrote it as you said it.
Okay.
Sometimes I'm dyslexic in my brain.
It's just my body is, I'm in pain.
Number one and number two. Yeah. Sorry about that.
That's okay. It's okay.
Okay. So, all right. So let's talk about how we can work on these things in the order of the priorities that you feel that they are important. Okay.
Well, I guess I know I have to have housing.
Yes.
So I know that's a priority, but I'm in chronic pain.
It makes it hard to think about it. It's hard to handle your problems when you've got another problem that makes it to where you can't think straight.
Right.
So I hear you. Okay. So you made an appointment at Lone Star Health Clinic and you went. Now, did you talk to them about a sliding scale?
Yes, they gave me a sliding scale, no problem.
They
I
did.
paid $7.60.
That is so.
And I had the eye exam and the full examination by the doctor.
Okay, that's fantastic. Oh, let me turn my phone off while hopefully that worked. Okay. So you got some pain medicine. Did they help you? Were you able to use the pharmacy there? Did that have a sliding scale? You're able to fill
my medication was free.
Okay, so your medicines are taken
Yes.
care of now.
hmm
That's fantastic. Okay. What about your COPD medicine?
that will be free, but wasn't out, so I haven't picked it up. If I go there, I can get free medication.
Okay.
And I have to pay the $7.60 for the doctor's visit.
Right. So medicine is no longer a stressor.
Correct.
Okay, so you have access to affordable health care,
Mhm.
and we've got your medicines taken care
Correct.
of. That is fantastic. And was it a nice place? Did
Oh,
you
but
feel
clean,
it
lovely. I liked
Yeah.
all the staff. I didn't feel like I was getting a freebie.
It doesn't
Right.
look like a free clinic.
No.
It's when I went there the first time, I thought, oh my goodness, this is the clinic that
Mhm.
some people go to free. I mean, it wasn't free for me, but
Right.
yeah, that's
Very nice.
I'm so excited for you.
Yeah, I feel good.
Okay, so your number one priority has been pretty much taken care of.
Except that I'm still in chronic pain. I mean, I've seen the
Still-
doctor.
Okay.
He's identified that it's arthritis.
Mm-hmm.
He's put me on some anti-inflammatories, but I'm still in pain.
Okay.
And it's still hard to do daily chores.
Mm-hmm.
It's still hard to maintain myself, cooking.
Mm-hmm.
So that's still a problem, which is frustrating because I went to the doctor, but I'm still in pain.
Yeah. Now, what about home health services? Did you
We
think
didn't
about
talk about
asking
that.
him? Okay. What I would like for you to do, perhaps, is call the doctor again. And I don't know if you'll have to see him or if it can be done over the phone, and let them know that you're interested in home health services. Some of those for a very small additional fee. Will do some light chores for you, some light cooking. Um, that might be able to give you a little bit of relief from your daily activities. If you're starting to become a little afraid of slipping in the shower, they can give you the level of help that you need. It doesn't mean that they have to bathe you completely, but they can help you a little bit with getting in and out. Maybe that might be a little bit safer.
Yeah, that would help.
So if that is something that would be something that you would think would be a good idea. We had so many things last time that I should have written them down for you. But if you could call and ask about that, it may require you to come back in.
That's okay. That's
sorry.
okay.
Yeah. Now, have you checked to see if your insurance will help you with transportation to the doctor?
I was able to get there. That wasn't a problem.
It's not a problem. Okay. I've just asked you to go again.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't have a problem getting in.
Okay.
I don't have a car, but a friend took me.
Yeah. Okay. All righty. So you asked about the sliding scale. Your medicines are taken care of, and I've given you something to do to call them again and ask them about home health. Home health might give you a little bit of help around the house. It might help you get in and out of the shower with your chronic pain. I would think you would qualify, but then again, that would be a medical decision. So we're going to look into that. Maybe if we can get you maybe even a little bit of physical therapy at home. Maybe that might help with some of your aches and pains and stuff like that. So we're gonna ask about home health, and we're gonna see if they will help you some out around the house. Maybe some physical therapy to help with that pain. And then, even though you can get a ride to the doctor, maybe these are things that can be done at home, and then it's not an issue.
That would be nice.
Okay. All righty. So you weren't able to get to St. Vincent de Paul? Was it just
the food pantry?
Yeah. Was it just overwhelming?
I think we talked about this last time. I worked all my life.
Yeah.
And to go to a food pantry just doesn't seem appropriate.
Yeah. Well, another thing that they do is they do not have funds to help people on an ongoing basis. But when someone has a crisis, when they're in danger of being evicted or getting their utilities turned off, which, because we've got a little bit more time that's passed, you're kind of inching towards there.
Right.
Now, of course, you're in control here.
Mm-hmm.
You're the one that gets to decide on whether or not you want to do this. But even more so than food, which they will do on a regular basis, and that will help you with your budget a little bit. They will help get you over this little hill to get to the other side of 1 month's rent and utilities. It's something to consider. If you're totally against it, then we're going to have to find another something else to do. But if you think that you could go there one time and just get yourself past this hump, because enough time has passed, you're not going to have 1 month's rent due. You're going to have 2 months' rent due, and you're going to have 2 months worth of utilities. I'm looking into, I've been doing a little bit of research on help for seniors on utility bills. I have the name of the company. I don't know if they always say yes, depending on your age and situation, or if there's a waiting list that might get you a little bit of ongoing help.
Okay.
But I don't think they will pay the entire bill. So that might be something to lower the expense so that going forward you can maintain yourself. But right now we're looking at 2 months rent, which St. Vincent de Paul won't help you with 2. They'll only help you with 1.
Okay.
Like I said, that's their funds for that are considered crisis funds. It's not an ongoing thing as far as funds for that. So if that's something that you want to do,
is that something where I could do that online?
It is not. It is not. Now they do home visits.
Right, we talked about that.
We talked about that. They will come to your house and meet with you, especially someone like you. Now, I don't know how long it takes.
Right. I'll go there. That's fine.
Okay.
But I'm not going to do the food pantry.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. Like I said, you're in control here. We're walking this together, and you're the driver.
Okay.
So we're not walking, we're driving. I'm in the car, and I'm in the passenger seat. You're in the driver's seat.
I like that.
Yeah. Okay, so no food. Okay. But you are going to ask them about help for 1 month.
Yeah, and rent.
Yeah. 1 month rent and utilities. And they do have a program where they will help you with 1 prescription, but it sounds like
I have my prescriptions
you
covered.
got that. We've got that done. Okay.
Right.
Plus you had multiple, and they would have. Their policy is only 1. Like you were going to have to choose. So we're good there. Okay. Now there is another thing that is not a problem, but is just part of your situation. When I asked you what was different now last time, you said that one of the main differences was that your nephew is now living with you. And it does cost more to feed 3 people, two people, and your utilities go up. You said he's not working, so I'm sure if he...
his mom and dad just died.
Yes, that's right. You were saying that there's some emotional trauma there. Right. And that was your sister? So, oh my goodness, that's tough on you too.
Right.
Yeah, I'm sure that's just awful. I lost my sister last year, so it's very, very hard. Yeah. He is using a little bit of your resources. He has his own set of problems that are intersecting with yours, but that are his own. You know, he's had the trauma of losing both of his parents. He's graduated from high school. So he's an adult in age, but he may not really be an adult in maturity as far as ready to be out on his own.
Right.
Plus, when we've been through a trauma like that, it can set us back as far as being able to take care of ourselves. So what I'd like to do is give you a card to give to him so that maybe he could call the Montgomery County Social Services Department and get his own social worker.
Okay.
She could help him find a job. She could help him look into school. I believe that either a college education or vocational training would not be of any cost to him.
Yeah, and
He's
I think
an
that's
orphan.
his track. Yeah.
He's an orphan. He doesn't have any income. He's living with you, who doesn't have a whole lot of income. I really think he's a shoe-in for a Pell Grant or for some financial aid for whatever it is that he wants to do.
Right.
And he may need a little bit of counseling to get over this trauma that he's had this past year. And he might need a little bit of help to find a job, which for his mental health and for his self-esteem, I think that we could get him some help and set him on a path that will help. The goal would be to help him as his own individual person, but at the same time, I think that would be a help to you.
Okay.
And then maybe he could contribute a little bit, and y'all could be more of a team than as you taking care of him and him just like having a place to stay, and he could feel like more part of the family. So I'm going to leave you a card, and then we're going to respect him as an adult, and then see what he does with that. So I'm going to ask you because I'm a little concerned about it.
Okay.
Yeah, and about you too, because you're just trying to do the right thing by your family, honor your sister and her son, honor your nephew. And I know it's a little bit of a drain on you, so what we want to do is kind of lift that situation up. Okay. So we've been over some things here, and I've given you some things to do here. What I'd like to do is contract with you on what it is that you're responsible for over the next week. And everything you agree to, I'm going to write it down, and then I'm going to leave the list with you so that it's not so overwhelming. And we'll break it down. I'm not going to set you working 12 hours a day on this stuff. So you're going to call a friend, and you're going to ask for a ride to St. Vincent de Paul. And you're going to ask St. Vincent de Paul to help you with 1 month's rent and utilities, right? Okay. And I need to go ahead and let you know they're going to want some documentation from you. They're going to want a picture ID. They're going to want a notice from the landlord that you're behind on the rent. They're going to want the latest utility bill. So I'm going to give you a list of those things. And if you would gather those together. So let's talk about a timeline. So call your friend on Monday, because who knows what day would be most convenient for her. So we'll go ahead and get the ride settled at first, if that's all right. Then you know what day you're going to have to go. And then also on Monday, maybe get that documentation together that they will want from you. And then on whatever day that your friend can give you a ride, actually go to the agency and talk to them about help. So that's St. Vincent de Paul, and that's going to help you with your rent and your utilities for one month. Okay, so you've already been to Lone Star Health Clinic. Good job. But we want to talk about some home health care to assist you with your activities of daily living that are affected by your chronic pain, which seems to be your number one concern right now. Some home health care, maybe some physical therapy, and this time I'm writing it down for you. So if you could call them and to ask them how to address those things with the doctor, maybe it could be handled over the phone. Maybe it's another visit, but I think that would really help you. And then the last thing for you to do is to give the card that I'm going to give you to your nephew, so that maybe we can get him some help and lift him up, and then that will also help you with your situation.
Okay.
So you don't have to keep everything in your head. I'm going to write it down for you. And then if it's okay with you, I'll come back to see you again next Saturday.
That'd be good.
That'll be good? Okay. All right. So that's everything that I have for today.
Thanks for coming today.
Oh, you're welcome.
It helps to break it down into pieces and for you to help me do that. So I really appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. It's my pleasure. Thanks. It is. So you should take care between now and next week.
Thank
and
you.
like I said, I'm going to write it all down for you before I go home.
Okay, great. Thanks.